Hello everyone, Osbrah here, and for this week market analysis, I would like to start as usual by covering the macro events of the week. It's going to be extremely important this week to monitor everything because, as you can see, it starts tomorrow. Right here, we're going to have the most anticipated FOMC statement. So basically, we're expecting the Federal Reserve to cut rates tomorrow, the Fed funds rate. As you can see right here, we're expecting a 25 basis points cut announced tomorrow at 8 p.m. UTC plus 2 by the Fed Chair Jerome Powell, right? You want to pay a lot of attention. I think the news personally is priced in, so we shouldn't have any major surprise unless they decide to cut by 50 basis points, but this is less likely. Just so you have an idea, we are anticipating a 25 basis point cut with 92% chances and 8% chances of a 50 basis points cut, right? What's going to be extremely important is the press conference. What Powell will say. Is he going to hint towards more rate cuts going towards the end of the year, or is he going to adapt a more defensive stance? Depending on that, the market will take a direction. So pay a lot of attention. But you're lucky, I'm gonna cover the event on my Twitch channel, right? The next thing to pay attention to will follow the next day on Thursday. We're going to have the unemployment claims. You know that the labor market has been extremely important to monitor the last few weeks because it's been moving, driving the market. So you want to pay attention to the unemployment claims on Thursday, 2:30 p.m. UTC plus 2. We're expecting labor market to do slightly better with less unemployment. Personally, I think we're going to continue with the trend and this should be a miss. Right. The other things regarding the macro and geopolitical events, you want to pay attention to any potential news regarding the US and China relation. We're having tensions between the two superpowers lately, and we're having a Cold War with Nvidia in between. They're both asking Nvidia to prevent like doing business with the other. So you want to pay a lot of attention to that. Nvidia, unfortunately, is in the middle of that Cold War, but you want to pay a lot of attention because any escalation would obviously impact the market. So now what we're going to do, we talked about the most important things to monitor. We're going to move straight to the charts and we start as usual with BTC. So as you can see on this BTC chart, we are slightly below resistance. This is a massive resistance right here, 116,000.5. We are rejecting for now. We have a minor support, short-term support around 115.2. If we break that level, then obviously it will open the gates towards 112. Obviously, in between, we have other support levels. We have 114, as you can see here. We have 113.5, as you can see right here. All right. So pay a lot of attention. I don't think it's the ideal level to open fresh longs. But it's the same for the shorts. You want to trigger your entries around extremities. It means you want to short inside the supply and you want to long at support levels, not in between. Especially with FOMC tomorrow, you're taking a lot of risk. So mark this out. You have a resistance right here, 116.5. You have a support here, 115.2. You have another support here, 113.5, and you have the major support level, the must-hold level around 112K, right? So now we're going to move to Ethereum. Ethereum has lost some popularity, especially with, once again, the events coming this week. People are taking less risk. They want to be more defensive. So they focus more on BTC instead of altcoins. And ETH also had its rally. So now you have the usual money rotation, the money flow. So here, as you can see, we tagged that supply, we went back inside that big range, we lost the range high, we are currently losing on H4, the mid-range, so obviously the natural target, the logical target would be the range low, and this could be a nice level to go long again, around 42.50. You want to pay a lot of attention because we have that liquidity pool below this level, so the price could have a week below there, so always enter with confirmations. It's extremely important. So mark this out again. Resistance at 46.60. Potential support here if we manage to reclaim at 44.60 and massive support level at 42.60, right? That being said, talking about altcoins, we're going to move to the total tree. As you can see, if we zoom out, we're at the top, the level of the cycle top of 2021 right here. We had a wick above, and unfortunately, we closed back inside the range. So I want to be extremely careful. I think if we get good news from tomorrow's FOMC, we could have a push and we could have finally an all-time high. For the record, total tree is the total crypto market cap excluding BTC and ETH. All right, you want to pay a lot of attention. If we pull back from here, you want to pay attention to that support level, the mid-range around 1 trillion market cap. It's been a very important level. You see, it's been a huge resistance here, and then it's been a massive support here. So we want to mark this level right here. So resistance here, potential support right here. Mark this level on your charts. It could be useful to know why you should take profits and why you should start to accumulate your altcoins. Now we're gonna check S&P, what it's been doing. S&P has been in a strong uptrend. It had a lot of momentum. It's been printing all-time highs after all-time high. So you want to monitor that one as well, especially since it's driving the whole market. Here you see we had a small correction going into the FOMC, which is not really a surprise. And we have a short-term level of support right here. So I'm expecting this level to hold if the FOMC is okay, if Powell is not too hawkish, if he's dovish, it should hold, and we should have another all-time high tomorrow evening on Thursday. Then we have a very important level that we should and that we must hold for the buyers around here, around 64.80. This is a very important level. As you can see here, it's been an important support. We had a sweep here, then we came back above, we bounced twice on it, and then we came back up and we started the uptrend. If we lose the level, it would be a very bad signal and it might trigger a downtrend. But once again, it will most likely depend on what they have to say tomorrow during the FOMC. So pay a lot of attention. That will be the end of that weekly analysis. Remember that you can also read everything in our CFT blog. So check the Twitter, it's posted every single Tuesday. Until then, stay safe, take care, and see you next week. Bye.